snaky.
Okay, cool. We should be good? Yeah, okay.
Shaky.
And it's been recording,
Shaky.
so where does it record? It records on the desktop?
Snaky, shaky, shaky.
Yes, it goes to movies.
Okay,
Did you want to stream on Twitch?
No, we can stream on here.
Okay.
I'm gonna edit this. We're just doing exposition today. I don't think you're gonna fight anybody.
Okay.
These bitches have nothing together. You had a full, like, articulated plan. They got nothing.
I'm ready.
You're ready, they're not.
I was prepared
I know.
for this.
It's like that
Okay,
now.
Brooke, I still need a name for your druid. Think of something about nature, and
Is
it can't be
coming back
tulip.
through the speakers? Because I don't think that's supposed to be happening, right? Isn't
What?
that bad? What Lauren is saying is coming through the speakers.
Oh, yeah, because the booth volume is turned up. You can turn that all the way down.
Where's the booth volume?
Booth volume. It says
I'm
booth.
telling you.
There we go.
Okay.
Sneaky, sneaky, snooky, snocky or something.
You're not fucking helpful.
How about Primus? Primus?
Yeah, fern is fine. You're a human though, and
How about where the red fern grows? The whole time.
Oh my god.
in our world, most druids are wood elves, but it's not exclusive to being
Where
a wood elf.
underscore the underscore red underscore fern underscore grows.
Do you want to be called Red Fern?
That's such a dumb name.
That's a fine name. It's a druid
That
name.
sounds like a fake racist Native American name. Actually.
You read.
Druids and wood elves are kind of fake racist Native Americans, so. Why do you think I play one?
Do like willow, you know, like a tree.
Willow.
Willow.
Willow Smith.
Yeah, Willow Smith.
Your name is now Willow
but
Smith.
With a Y instead of with a Y
Wait,
instead
yeah,
of
with a Y.
With a Y instead of an I?
Yeah.
Okay. Willow Smith, Don Han, and Tulip of the Rose.
Don underscore Han the Drow.
Okay, by the way, people are gonna be real racist to you. Did you read your thing on sunlight sensitivity?
Wait, are you
What?
you
No.
serious that people- Wait.
She's a fucking
Oh,
drow.
wait, this is a fantasy world. Fantasy racist.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they're gonna be fantasy racist. Yes, she is black though, and people in her world are gonna be
Fucking
fantasy
kidding me?
racist.
We have a fantasy world where we can make anything happen and we still have racism.
I didn't write Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh my fucking
Oh my god.
But yes, people are going to be fantasy racist to you. Probably not in Neverwinter.
Shit.
Probably not in Nevervale, which is
Why
our...
did you make me this character?
You wanted to be a black person.
What? No, I said I wanted to be purple.
They're purple. The black people in this world are purple. I don't understand why. It's heavily coded.
I can't believe
If this is being recorded, I would like to say for the record that I had no idea what this game was about or what was going on within it.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. In Nevervale, which is our first town, they're not going to be racist to you because they're all elves.
Damn it.
They're going to be racist to those two
When
because
do I
they're not
become
elves.
Spider Queen.
That's like at level 10. You're on level like 0.
What the fuck?
well.
You'll be... I might have to invent some spells for you.
God damn it. Seems complicated.
No, well, I mean, it's complicated on my end, but if you really want to be Spider Queen, I'll make you as Spider Queen as physically possible. Did you read your thing on sunlight sensitivity?
No, where's that?
You have disadvantage on attack rolls and on wisdom perception checks that rely on sight when you, the target of your attack, or whatever you're trying to perceive, is in direct sunlight. We're going to spend a lot of time in not direct sunlight because of you. We're not going to be out in the woods fighting things a lot.
Honestly, you should have been me.
Looks bad.
I don't want to hate going out.
You're a
outside.
snake. I don't think you can only be a snake for like 2 hours a day at this level, but at further levels you can be a snake for like 24 hours a day if you want. Okay, and Brooke, Bree needs no help. She's got it.
Damn it.
All right.
Oh, whatever. Everybody get down if you feel
I'm trying to think, what else do we need to do? Did you read yours, Brooklyn? Okay. There's a lot.
The text is too small.
It's like that, y'all.
I'm getting really blind.
People, actually you have the trait where people like you, so you don't have to worry about racism. They'll be like, you're one of the good humans.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow, that should be like in real life. I mean, what?
And because you're with her, it'll be, yeah, Tulip is fine, because she's got elf friends. Why
My
is
voice is so
Stephen Gaffney
strange.
happy?
This was like before because you were late. This was happening because you were late. But anyway.
By 2 minutes, but okay.
Because Gresham invited Gaffney, Pointer, and Marty to go to a Pink Floyd concert.
I know, I've heard all about this.
And we
From
were like,
Gaffney,
Frank,
too.
Because we had Frank today, and we were like, Frank, we heard you went to a Pink Floyd concert. And he was like, oh yeah, it was great. Steven was just so blissed out. Like,
Steven.
he loved it. He was the most excited of all. And I was like, this is so pure. This is so good.
Yeah.
Also, my voice is so weird. I don't like listening to my voice recorded.
Okay.
Also, I'm in love with Gaffney, just so you know.
Why are you in love with Gaffney?
Okay, I was wearing my hair in buns, and he was just like, just gonna squeeze your little ears. She's like, oh, that's it, you have me.
I asked him to be if he would consider being my thesis advisor today, like, if I can't get anybody else, and he's like, yeah. He was, like, pumped about it. And I was like, oh. He's a thesis student right now. Okay,
Yeah,
anyway.
He's such a dad. He's just like the sweetest dad.
Exactly.
We used to call him Dad, but maybe he needs to be changed to Sweet Dad.
He's sweet dad. Alright, so.
Maybe Mario has become Dad because he used to be stern dad.
Now
but
he's
now
nice.
He's nice.
That's because we're 30, you know?
He's not nice to third years, though.
Oh.
Apparently. He's nice to second and first years. Are you done reading,
I didn't know
Brooke?
he was teaching second year. Oh yeah, I know. He's done reading.
We got a Rositor.
Are you broadcasting right now?
I mean, yeah, but, like.
Is it okay to move your stuff?
Sweet.
Okay. Anyway, so, exposition.
I came to have a party.
Alright. This lady named Ariana, you've got a mysterious letter from this lady named Ariana.
Are we all together?
No, you're all separate in your separate little backstories and your separate little towns that they have developed.
This is my backstory?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I have my letter. It's
you've
in
got
my
a letter, it's sealed, you open it, it's from an Ariana Calathil. And
Okay.
she invites you to this place named Nevervale,
Okay, I'm into it.
and she needs you
Oh,
specifically
I feel really
to help her out
blessed.
in Nevervale, and
Okay.
they currently in Nevervale, you have to be invited to get in if you're not an elf. You're an elf, but
I
you're
hate
like
this. I'm already so into this.
you're not you're one of the elves races that has to get invited in because a lot of people don't trust Drow because they're evil, and you're evil, but apparently she
I don't
wanted you
wanna be
anyway.
evil. I want to have friends. JK, can I become the Spider Queen and be nice about it?
Okay, sure. You can follow your own
You can't have
path,
everything you want.
but people don't trust Drow because they think they're evil, but she invited you anyway, and you all had to get invited because you're not elves.
Okay.
So,
Wow,
do
how exclusive.
you take the invitations?
Yeah.
I accept the invitation.
All right.
I feel special. Oh wait,
Alright.
so we each individually. This isn't just us
Yeah,
separately.
this
We're
is how you
separate right now,
become.
but we each
This is how you
individually-
become a party. She sends you a letter, and you're all at the gates to
so
Nevervale.
Who dictates this? Is you just like open up a random page and was like, yeah, this is gonna be our story? Or-
Yeah. Yes,
how you play.
I write it. Yeah, your DM, which is me, writes it, and then you get to go live it.
Like live roleplay.
Yeah. So you're currently at the gates of Nevervale. All three of you are there. There doesn't seem to be any guards in sight. What do? How do you get the guards' attention?
Why are there no
That's it.
guards at this guarded city? That's stupid.
It just seems like there's this giant, like magic. It like, feels like there's like magic emanating off this gate.
I use my drow magic
Nope.
and this is bullshit.
Read
Why
your
are there no
character
guards?
sheet.
Are there really heavy rocks? Can we throw it at the window?
Yes, she can. She's really strong.
I can.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna throw.
Wait. Are there windows on the wall that we can?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
But they're open. They don't have glass. So if you
Okay,
throw a rock in there,
so
it's gonna land in the wall.
Brianna's gonna throw the rocks, and I'm going to hold the boombox above my head.
Fantasy Brianna.
Of the Rose Knight.
Tulip of the Rose Knight is gonna throw rocks, and then Don_Han the Drow is gonna hold a boombox.
Okay. The one rule I'm gonna maintain is that you either have to say, if you're referring to each other characters, you have to use the character name, or you have to call them Fantasy Anna or Fantasy Brooklyn, just so we can differentiate
Okay.
between you and your character.
This isn't your everyday, regular Brooklyn. This
is Fantasy Brooklyn. So if you ever hear Fantasy Brooklyn, you know it's actually Willow Smith.
And then all of a sudden, regular human Anna jumps into the game.
Yeah, that's essentially. So what do you want to do to want to make a strength check to do that?
Yes.
Here, I'm gonna
Attack a
roll.
rock at a guard.
To roll up, you want to
I feel like that's
roll?
gonna get us in trouble. We were invited. Why are they not expecting us? Don't they know we're coming?
Maybe they hate you.
Can we? What about paper airplanes? This just seems so stupid. Honestly, anything that happens by this point is Nevervale's fault
Okay.
because of their terrible security.
I like that you believe that. I don't know if people of Nevervale will believe
I'm
that.
going to throw a rock at
The
a guard.
people of Nevervale are pretentious and overprivileged.
Okay, I want you to click roll on 20. Oh. on 20.
Okay.
What'd you roll?
2.
Okay, you
Sounds
have
like I'm not throwing a rock.
What's your strength advantage? It's +3, right?
Yeah. Do we need anything for the
You miss.
I
you
miss.
you miss by a hair. You hit like the side of a window.
Oh.
So, but it was loud enough,
Okay.
and the people of Nevervale woke up to your existence
Cool.
and walked to the thing. And there's this
They
elf.
have a large doorbell, a door knocker.
You already got their attention. There's a guard at the
wait.
gate. He looks like
Why did it
a.
take so long to get here? Why
Okay.
do we have to throw the rock? You know what? Never
You want to
mind.
tell this to the guard?
Are you telling this to the guard right now?
I'm about to. No.
There's a.
Okay, this is regular honest speaking right now. I'm about to pull out where the fuck is the manager.
There's a.
Okay, re-entering. We're in Nevervale.
Okay. There's a copper skinned elf with a bow. He looks to be.
This sounds like he's gonna be racist towards me.
He's not gonna be racist towards you. Maybe them, but not you. And he's got he's about like 5'6", 5 to 5'8" in that range, and he's got a giant fucking bow, and he's aimed it at just all of you.
Oh, come
And he's
on.
like, "Who are you?"
I haven't done anything. Can I pull? Do I have to roll dice to pull an invitation
No.
on my back? I'm gonna pull my invitation and be like, "Hey, Ariana Grande invited
Ariana Grande.
And he goes, "Do you mean Ariana Calitho?" Yes. Got it. The answer is yes.
Fantasy Ariana Grande invite us here."
I'm so sad. Okay. Yes. I'm glad that I'm gonna have all these
It's like a
names.
bastardization of
I'm gonna have all these names set up, and you're gonna be like fantasy Ariana Grande, and I'll be like, okay, and be like, oh, she's invited a lot of people. I'll let you in, and the doors to Nevervale open.
Wait, she's invited a lot of people. We're not even special.
No,
You know what? I'm not gonna get too into it. Continue.
we're about to meet her. So all
I
the
have some words to say.
the doors to Nevervale open, and you see this circular city. It's all laid out like a clock, and
Oh,
each
that's cool.
section of the town is like specified like the hands of a
Is this
clock.
where Hunger Games got the idea? I bet-
Yeah, the
I
Hunger
bet-
Games stole it from me.
What's her name? Oh wait, you came up with this?
This is my.
Okay, well they did this in Hunger Games, just so you know.
Oh my god.
Alright. And then on the top of this ridge above the town is this big spooky ass house that looks a little too
Ooh.
modern for a
So
the medieval
obviously
town.
we're gonna go towards the spooky ass house.
Well, Ariana doesn't live there. So the ranger comes down and he says, like, I'm friends with Ariana. We're close. We're both wood elves in that brothership in this town because they're the minority. And he goes, you need to go to the inn to go see her. It's at the center of the clock. So he points
Cool.
towards the town and goes, shouldn't be that hard to get there, so go ahead and head off if you want, unless you have any questions for me.
Go to the inn.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, let's just go to the end. What questions? Why is your security so poor? That'd be my first question.
And he answers you, he goes, well, we're low staffed lately, which is why Ariana
I keep
has...
reading that everything I say is like translated
Yeah,
in the game. Okay.
yeah. Elves don't populate as much as we probably should to sustain a
Ew.
population, because we live forever, but we're infertile.
Okay, let's just go to the inn.
You're like too much information, and you're walking away as he's telling you this information. Okay, you walk through the gate. You walk through you see two sides of town because each road has like a side that has like business and the side that has like residential. So you walk through, and the right side of the street's all residential. The left side of the street looks to be all the shops in town. So you pass like a baker's. It is the shops. It's the bakers and the jewelers.
Fake bakers.
It's a facade. It's all an illusionary magic.
Maybe that's like the world that we live in. They just like their homes to look like shops.
Okay, and it's got like clothing boutiques and stuff. In the center is this like big column, this big clock tower.
And we
With an
paused the
inn.
plot to have a shopping montage.
You will have plenty of shopping montages. I promise you. I have over prepared for shopping montages
I wanna
and nothing
fight
else.
stuff.
We're at fighting stuff soon.
Didn't you watch Wonder Woman shopping montage first? Then we fight people.
I did too.
You have to actually earn some money because you two.
Oh damn it, we're poor.
You don't have money. You definitely don't have money. You have very little money. You have 20 gold pieces.
I have money, right?
You have 120 gold pieces.
What the hell?
What is that?
She lives in the overworld. She's used to living in society. They use a different currency in the Underdark.
So how would
The
we
Underdark.
measure this currency to
You have a lot of valuable items you can sell, though.
Oh, okay.
You have nothing. You're a druid.
Right. I will have nothing.
But you have a folk hero background, so a lot of people like you and might just give you stuff for free.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So it all balances out. You have like gems and stuff because there's a lot of gems in the Underdark.
Cool.
So you have like 100 like rubies.
So why are you lying about me being poor?
Well, you don't have money. You don't have dollar bills. It's like saying you have 100 diamonds. Like if somebody gave you 100 diamonds, you would have to exchange the diamonds for money.
It'd be a lot of money for some diamonds.
This is true. You will have to pay troll tolls. I guarantee you.
Oh, shit.
We're playing Dungeons and Dragons now. So you're at the inn. What's your plan of attack? You're gonna just walk in?
Yeah, can we just walk in? Does that be that complicated?
No, you walk in. There's a bunch of people sitting around eating. They all are elves. All of them are high elves. So they're pale. Got pale skin, pale hair, blue eyes. Yeah. And they all, as you guys enter, they all turn and look at you.
Hello.
Nice.
Welcome to my Caucasian home.
Yeah, that's what the guy says. No, and then behind the counter is one wood elf, and she's kind of short, and she's got like caramel-colored hair and green eyes.
I like her.
And you would assume that would be Ariana. So,
Grande. I mean,
Fantasy Ariana Grande. So Fantasy Ariana Grande's back there, but she is currently in a shouting match with a high elf.
I'm just disappointed that she was not more prepared. I guess I just thought we were more special.
So it takes like 2 days for mail to transfer to the Underdark, to get to the place to send it to the Underdark. The fact that you all came at the same time is a miracle.
So, I'm going to step behind Ariana in case she needs, like, that follow-up.
Okay. How tall are you again? Like 3 feet tall? Okay.
Nice.
She doesn't even notice you because you're so short.
That's fine. I'm just here.
She's just there. She's currently in a shouting match with, she's just like yelling
Alright.
in Elvish,
I make myself look
which
bigger.
only you speak. So you can hear.
That's awesome. I'm multilingual.
Yeah, you're all
Wait, who
multilingual.
is she yelling at again?
She's yelling at this pale dude, this tall pale dude.
I support
He's
that.
wearing armor and he looks very important. And she's yelling at him, telling him he's a dumbass and that he doesn't know how to do his job.
Can I flirt with him? No, I don't actually do that. I don't wanna
You can flirt with him,
oh, wait.
but
Maybe I should flirt with him.
I want to yell true. Well, she's calling him a dumbass.
Yeah,
She
can I do
can't-
that
you
one?
can't understand.
How, can I have like 6 elf titties? Can I just be like
you can't have 6 elf titties, you can have 2 elf titties.
3 elf titties? Compromise.
Sure.
A third nipple.
You have a third nipple.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll have 2.
Are you gonna flash them?
Yeah, why not?
He immediately arrests you for public
No,
indecency.
I take it back! I take it back!
Okay. So how are you gonna break up this conversation?
So in their world, that's okay. Like, this is like.
Ariana she looks like she's wearing some a little slutty clothing, but she's got it covered with like a shawl. So it looks like somebody has already scolded Ariana on what's appropriate to wear in public.
Fantasy was very conformist.
The high elves suck is what you're learning today.
Bunch of Caucasians.
Okay, so yeah, they gotta. So how are you gonna like interrupt him and get Ariana's attention? Other than flashing them and getting arrested. I'm so glad. He looks really important, and she's continuing at him, and she's like, "Guard commander, you don't know what you're doing. There's people constantly stealing in the streets, and you pretend that it's all fine because all the victims are wood elves."
That's what they're arguing about?
Yeah,
Racism?
yeah.
Oh no, I've fallen. I can't get up. Life
Oh yeah. I'm gonna pretend like I need medical attention.
Okay.
I faint on the ground.
Okay. The knight who you think is the
Oh wait, he probably hates me because I'm racist. Because he's racist, so he's gonna be like, "Ah, good."
The knight commander looks at you. He's like, while he's getting it shouted out, he seems completely unfazed, like he's gotten yelled at by Ariana about 1,000,000 times. And he just looks at you, and he looks at Ariana and goes, "You want to help her?" And she goes, "It's not my job to do that anymore."
Oh shit.
Ariana, I'm trying to help him out.
So
Okay, well I'm passed out on the floor. I can't get out of this, so you guys have to figure it out now. I have to.
Anna is being a possum. I would recommend one of you say, "Can my friend have some assistance?" or show your invitation. Okay. Okay, you shout. You shout medic. And this woman across the tavern turns at the word medic and comes over to you and is like, comes over to you and says, "Do you need any help?"
Do you have their attention yet?
You have his attention. Ariana's still yelling at him. She seems mad. You could like ask her what's up.
Can I just like buy Ariana a drink? Oh, I'm magically cured. Here, take this alcohol. Come on.
Fantasy Justin Bieber pops up. Like, oh shit, it's Fantasy.
Okay. Fantasy Justin Bieber pops up, and Ariana now has your attention, and she looks at you, and she's still a little mad, and she goes, "What do you three want? Obviously, none of you belong here."
My invitation.
Oh yeah, I forgot we have invitations. We all show her our fucking invitations.
Oh, and she goes, "Oh, you're the idiots I hired."
Oh, she's trying to fight.
She's trying to fight anybody. She's
I'm already
not
regretting
pleased.
helping Ariana. I want to go home and watch the musical episode of The Flash, like what I was doing before.
Same.
So Ariana looks at the notification, the things, and she goes, "Are you all trained in some kind of fighting?"
Bitch of the Rose Knights is in my name.
All right. She looks at you and she goes,
I thought we were gonna change. Your name is now Bitch of the Rose Knights.
she looks at you and she goes, "Why aren't you with the Rose Knights anymore then?"
Cause you invited me here.
Isn't some errant elves, is that more important than the Rose Knights? Yeah.
I'm here. That's all that matters.
She's like, "All right then." And she looks at you two and she goes, do either of you know how to hold out in a fight?
Oh yeah,
I'm
totally.
multilingual and can do magics.
Magic.
What kind of magics? Is it those drow magics I've heard of?
Yes? Yeah?
Do you turn people into spiders?
Is that what I should do?
Yes, the answer is yes though.
That's what yes, I can do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Then she looks at you and she goes, "What can you do?"
You know.
Oh wait, we
Turn
can
into
do
a
whatever
snake.
we want?
You can lie to her, yes.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
You just told her that you can turn people into spiders. You can't. She believed you though, 'cause she's never met a drow before.
But can I thought that's something I could actually do. Wait, I can't?
Maybe at level 10.
Fuck. Okay, whatever.
Okay, and you,
Turn into a snake.
and she goes, "I don't understand that manner of speaking." Yeah, she says that. She's
Fuck,
like,
man, be the snake, man.
she's like, "I think all, before I send you
How
up."
does Ariana even know of our presence? How does she even know?
Are you asking the character?
Yes, how do you even know who we are?
I sent
And then why would you invite us?
I
I
sent
know what we do.
I sent for some lower tier fighters.
God damn it, this is so disrespectful.
Is it a joke
I
at my
had a
height?
good time.
Yes, yes. She just looks at you. You say that, and she looks at you, and she looks down, and she says, "Yes." And then she
Oh
turns back to
my
them, and she goes,
God.
"I sent word to all of your superiors, and they said that you would be good, and you could acclimate well to Elven society." You're not, she looks directly at the druid, and she goes, "Do you have a superior?" And then she goes, they must. Because druids are kind of known for living on their own. You definitely, yes, you do.
Oh, so there's like a hierarchy with the
You,
drows.
yeah, there's a hierarchy with the drows, and then she's the knight of somebody. She
Okay.
looks at the druid, she squints for a second, she's like, they don't really have a hierarchy, but that's fine, I guess. She can tell that you look like a druid because you look kind of like you've been living in the woods for like a month.
Do I smell like it too?
No, you smell like woods. You don't smell like sweat or
Wait,
anything.
what do I smell like? What does Fantasy Brianna smell like?
Fantasy Brianna probably smells like whatever the castle smells like.
Flowers.
She is of the tulips, so I guess she smells like tulips. You probably smell like the Underdark, which is not great.
I smell like nothing. I'm gonna smell like nothing because
You can either smell like nothing or the Underdark.
I want to pick nothing.
Okay, then pick
Nah, I
nothing.
picked the Underdark. Well, Fuck yes, off.
The Knight Commander finally looks at you and he goes, "Well, if any of you need any like training, you can come talk to me or weapons."
Shit from you, bitch.
And he hears that and he just kind of sighs. He's like, "I'm not as bad as Ariana would have you believe." And
Bitch,
Ariana's
you
like,
wouldn't help me when I fake fainted.
he just kind of like nods and is like, "All right, I'm done getting yelled at." And he turns and leaves. And Ariana goes, "Okay, we have a small theft problem in the
A
city."
small theft problem which required
Small.
3 people from very far reaches of the land.
Well, I can't trust you with our cultist problem at the moment, so I'm gonna
Oh,
give
is
you
that
the
what
theft
we're
problem. Yeah.
Did you just spoil the plot here?
It's not spoiling. We have a cultist problem, and I don't think that you can go up there without getting murdered in a second. currently,
Oh, is that what the creepy house is for? The
Yes.
cultists?
the creepy house, yes, the cultists all live in there, and they currently have the city under control.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Oh my.
Wait, what was the knight's name that just left? Is he hot? Does he have abs?
Yeah, he has abs, I guess. He's my father-in-law. We're not friendly.
Yikes.
Oh, Ariana's married?
Yes, I was married. He's dead.
Oh, the plot
She's a
thickens.
widow.
Yeah, she's not happy about that. You see on her face, it's a little bit of a touchy subject.
So that's why they hate. Okay, continue.
He's not
I
doing a
wish
good
you would
job.
preface with that.
What?
That's interesting
I don't-
information.
I don't just come out when I meet people and say,
Wait, so
oh,
are
yes,
you
this is
Ariana
my-
right now?
yes. No, I'm fantasy Ariana. I don't come out and meet people and say, this is my dead husband's father.
You're doing it right now. I mean,
I mean, you asked. Also, the whole town knows. No, everyone in this town knows everything about everybody else. They'll know
Okay,
everything
so
about you
let's get
too.
back- let's get back to this theft problem. What are we supposed to do with the theft?
I need you to watch out from the tavern and make sure that no one steals anything tonight. Because
tavern?
yes, because so far every night somebody has broken in and stolen liquor bottles, which wouldn't be such a problem if it wasn't every single night.
Oh my.
Okay.
I have a
Dumb
feeling
thing to steal.
liquor, it's valuable.
But aren't
It's
there, like,
important.
shops in this area?
Sure, but
Why
you
not go steal stuff in the boutiques if you can steal shit?
the night commander tends to care more about the shops than the inns and the tavern.
Oh, okay, I get it now. So they're protected.
Fantasy on it. Yes, it's a goddamn.
They're more protected by the fantasy police.
Do we get
Okay.
paid for this?
Yes, you would get paid
okay,
for
that's all I
this.
fucking care about. Let's just go.
As a druid, do you care about getting paid for things, or would you rather get paid in something else?
What else can you get? Like, can you get paid in, like,
Well, druids like other
Dogs?
things. Sure.
I don't want
It can be arranged.
Can we pay the steak?
Would you like a snake?
Valuable, pretty.
We can talk to the
Banana pies.
stable guy and see if he knows a guy.
Sure.
Alright,
I want a snake friend.
we'll see about getting you a snake friend then, in turn for payment for this instead of gold. The rest of you would probably get 20 gold pieces, which is generous of me. Have any of you done any guard work in the past?
Myself.
Am I?
Alright.
Myself.
Okay, this is regular Anna. Do I make this up myself? I can make up whatever? Cool. Resume fantasy Anna.
Yeah.
I mean, Don_Anna. The drow, but, yes, I have done guard work. Lower tier drow shit. That equals guard work.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm an excellent guard.
She just sighs at you. She's not really buying that, but
What the
she's
fuck? Why would I lie about
she's
that?
alright with it.
I'm gonna pull out my CV and hand it to her because I'm a very organized
You have a
drow.
CV? Okay, she looks at your CV. She's never seen a CV before in her life because this is fantasy world, and she just goes, "Alright," and she hands it back
She
to
doesn't
you.
know how to read. She can't, like, read.
She
the-
can, she reads it. It's in Elvish. She reads it, and she hands it back to you. She's like, "That's nice."
Whatever.
She goes,
Ariana Grande's, yeah.
"Yeah, well, her husband is dead."
Yeah, if it
And-
wasn't for the fact that she was paying us, I totally would have left already and joined the cult.
She's definitely paying you. Do you need room and board, or do you know anyone in the city?
What?
I need room and board, man.
We traveled
Y'all
all
got
this way.
5-star, like-
There's.
And y'all are providing us with room and board?
I was about to provide you with room and board, but I would like to see if you would rather stay with someone you know in the city instead.
We don't know anybody in the city. How are we supposed to know?
You might know other people in the city because you're an elf.
Bumfuck nowhere.
But I thought that you weren't allowed into, like, how do we know people?
You have to be invited. I invited you. Someone else could have invited you if you knew other people in the city.
Maybe you should talk to some people fancy on
Yeah, Fantasyana, why don't you have more friends? She goes, Ariana goes, yes, I'm sorry, I knew
have
the
a
drow
cousin
wouldn't
in
have
the
any
city,
friends.
But we don't speak. We're not on good terms.
She just nods and she goes, alright.
Drop me here.
Do you all need separate rooms or can you sleep in the same room?
I think we should all be.
Well, if I'm
Actually, yeah, we should all be in one room.
I don't know these people.
For now, okay, but how about this? Not for right now, but later on, we can all be in a polyamorous relationship, and it'll be great.
She just, is this in character?
This is just regular Anna talking about the future of where I think the story should go.
Alright.
Yeah.
She just,
Yeah, it should be gay and polyamorous.
so Ariana just nods and she goes, it'll be 1 gold piece per night, but, because I'm paying you for a service tonight, I won't charge you for tonight or tomorrow night.
Okay, cool.
She just like nods and she goes, but I assume you'll want to stay in the city because now that you have an invitation in, there's a lot of money to be made by not being an elf who can do some dirty
so
work.
we can stay in the city and do other jobs?
Yes.
Oh.
If you would like. But you can also venture out into the great unknown if you would like.
Okay, cool.
What are the options?
You can either venture out in the great unknown, or solve our cultist problem after this.
How much
I'm kind
money
of feeling the
would we
cultist
get?
problem
Yeah.
personally.
Well, the cultists currently are controlling the city.
So it sounds like a lot
Shouldn't
of
we
money.
solve the thief problem first and then talk about
Oh, yeah.
This is
yeah,
true.
yeah.
Do you want to hear about the thieves?
Yeah, let's
Sure.
hear about the thieves.
I personally think it is high elves who want to take success and money away from a good wood elven establishment.
Caucasian.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the white people. The white people are trying to sabotage the brown people.
Yeah,
There's a rift. There's a rift currently between the wood elves and the high elves. We used to live in peace and harmony, but the cultists see the wood elves as inferior because we don't practice our arcane magic like the drow do. Most of us are druids if we practice magic. So the cultists see your magic as inferior, and her magic is superior. So actually bringing the drow here, she's most likely to become a cultist, but it's not like I can do anything about that.
Fantasy Anna?
Fantasy Anna? No, the drow was a sketchy choice, but I was told that they can be paid off, so they're fine. She's like, alright, so you can hang around here until it gets night. It should be night in about, an hour or so in-game, which I can fast forward because I have magical time moving powers as the dungeon master. So. Do you want to do anything in the tavern? Do you just want it to be night? Do you want to talk to anybody?
Just cut to, what do you guys think we should do?
Wait, what should we do?
Do you want to talk to anybody in the tavern?
Okay.
Or do you wanna wait for it to get dark?
Robbed?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're just...
I want to talk to some people.
Okay.
Oh wait, they're all Caucasians.
Yeah, there's 3 tables. They might tell you stuff. Again, they used to live in... The Wood Elves and the High Elves used to live in harmony about 10 years ago, which is like last month to most elves.
Who's the most focused?
How are you gonna suss that out?
That's what I'm asking. Is there one that looks delicious?
Yeah, one of them has... What is Wood Elfy? One of them was wearing a lot of beads, and that seems Wood Elfy.
Okay. Yeah,
So, and she's in the corner, and she's by herself drinking wine, and she's looking at a book like this and just like writing in it.
Okay, talk to her.
By yourself or with these 2?
Ooh, you don't want to. Oh wait, who's the one that's good? You're good at talking to people, right? Right.
I get the
Drew,
right?
What are you're good at people talking to people because you're kind of famous. You have, yeah, Anna has -1 to charisma, so she's probably not the best choice.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I
You
guess
have +1 to charisma, but you also have, I would say that you're the best at talking to people still.
But is it, like you said, isn't Bree, Fantasy Bree, like, famous where she comes? Is she famous for
No,
her land, or?
the druid is famous.
Oh.
You're a folk hero. You're like the Robin Hood of druids.
Oh my god.
Oh, cool.
Not actually Robin Hood. You didn't like steal from the rich and give to the poor, but you
Wow, this is kind of like a low-level job for a folk hero.
you're well known. This is a low level job, but druids are hard to like get to do stuff. So the fact that they got a druid to do anything is surprising.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fix my nose.
I'm so crad.
Okay, so then...
Charisma.
Okay.
Oh, I want brownies.
Okay.
Oh, fuck off. I want brownies too.
Are you
Look.
Man, look at all this
Stop.
brownies. Oh wow.
sure?
I want to stick my hand in it.
All right. So the one wokest high elf is sitting there reading her book, writing in her book.
Okay. Fantasy book.
She's drinking a lot of wine. She kind of smells like wine. You're a little concerned about that.
Go talk to her. She's already pretty drunk.
Go use your charisma to get this drunk.
Wait.
Okay.
Get some info from her. Tell her her beads look nice.
You alright?
She's wearing beads around her neck. They're not in her hair. Well, they're in her hair a little bit, but Ariana, I forgot to tell this. A lot of wood elves have beads in their hair. Ariana had red beads, small red beads in her hair, like braided in, and like tiny braids.
Anna, look at this skirt.
I do like that skirt.
It doesn't mean anything. You've noticed that she and a couple other wood elven women you've seen in like the shops tend to have at least 1 or 2 beads in their
No,
hair.
It's just like a fashion,
It's
cultural
just a-
fashion choice.
Yes. It's not like anything
This
else.
is for my dead husband.
No. Although she would have a lot of beads. She has more beads than everyone
Is
else.
it like a New Orleans situation? Like, is there a reason people have more beads than the other people wear?
Are they sex bracelets with beads? Sorry, those
We're getting, yeah.
That'd be cool.
are That's cool, right?
No, they're all red and they're all in her hair. If you asked her about her, whenever you asked her about her husband, she seemed kind of like it was a very sore spot.
Okay, I'll stop asking about the husband.
I mean, you can ask about it, but she's gonna be not nice to you.
Wasn't Brooke supposed to talk to this chick? Go
Yeah,
talk to this chick.
she's sitting in the corner. Yeah, I'm everybody else.
Oh, yeah, okay, okay. What you reading there, huh?
She's like, I'm taking notes on my tasks. She seems very edgy to actually like tell you what it's about.
We're on a task too, kiddo.
She looks at you and she like squints because you're a drow and she's like,
we're here to help your theft problem.
Come here often?
I don't have a
Look,
theft.
man, I've been talking to you.
Take it
too
I
long,
like
that's
you.
She puts her quill down and she goes, I don't have a theft problem, but yes, the tavern does.
No, it's talking about the tavern problem, not you specifically.
I don't own the tavern.
Well, I just want to know if you're here often, you know. so
Yes.
I can just...
She says
So,
yes.
Is there any people that come in here that shouldn't, you know, that...
The guards tend to come in and cause trouble for Ariana, which didn't happen before Karin passed away.
What kind of trouble?
The name of the husband, Karin.
If you ask that, yes. You can gather that yes, it is. What kind of trouble?
Yes.
They are loud and she can't, they get drunk and they get belligerent and she can't get them to be quiet. And they do not patrol around the tavern anymore.
Why not?
I assume because Karin died and is no longer making them.
Who was the husband?
Yeah.
Yeah, can we ask?
He was the knight commander before his father now.
I'm smelling a scandal, guys.
Can we ask woke elf how Karin died?
He died in battle, as most knight commanders do. It depends on who you ask. If you ask Ariana, which is probably the most important to you three, he died from a mutiny. Yeah.
What do you do? What do you do that he wasn't supposed to do?
Well,
Is it what else
yeah.
Wow,
He
this town is
was
full of gossip.
he was half high elven and half wood elfin,
Okay.
and I don't think the other high elven guards that he was commanding appreciated his harsh nature. And the way she says harsh nature seems to be like an understatement.
Like, it wasn't...
He was kind of a dick.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
So that made them hate all of them.
He was
So
half
you
and
think
half,
that people are robbing.
but he married a full wood elf.
Oh, okay.
Do you think people are robbing the tavern? I forgot what my question would be. To slander Corin or something.
Karin,
You think
I
it's
think they're
connected?
just doing it to harass Ariana personally.
Did he own the tavern?
I think Ariana was
Well,
there.
they were married, so it was joint ownership technically, but it was always Ariana's thing. Ariana used to own the clinic as well, and she used to be lady steward. Ariana. It's the only business she still owns because her clinic got taken away from her, and she used to be on the council, but there are no wood elves on the council anymore.
Uh-oh.
The city council.
So it sounds like slowly but surely the wood elves are getting kind of squished out of the city.
Well, they're not getting swished out of the city because there's no really place else for them to go.
Doesn't mean they can't be forced out. If their businesses are being attacked and they're getting kicked out of the government, and the half elf guy got killed.
A lot of the other wood elves don't really appreciate Ariana that much.
Why not?
Well, she married half wood elf, half high elf. They didn't appreciate that. And he was not slow to execute people for breaking the law.
Jesus, why is Ariana so upset about him being dead?
She really loved him.
Okay.
Second that, Willow Smith.
He would be quick to corporally punish
Jesus.
guards that stepped out of line.
Oh, so it sounds like he had it.
I wouldn't say that. I was one of his friends.
Okay.
But,
You're friends with him?
yes. He was kind to people who were kind to him, but not many people were kind to him.
Oh. Wait, was it because he was half?
It was because he was his father's son, and his father was on the council before he became Knight Commander.
Okay. Did people not like his father?
People were not fond of his father. Yes, that's
People didn't like, okay.
his father married one of the top of the hierarchy druids,
Right.
which they didn't really appreciate
Okay.
because they thought that he would remove all arcane magic from the city.
You know, throughout all our investigations, I forgot what anything this has to do with the tavern.
I think you're still looking for who's going to attack the tavern
Okay,
tonight.
Right.
But
Should we wait and
What if
see
we
who
just do
attacks
a
the tavern?
stakeout, you know?
Yeah, it sounds
Yeah,
like
we
we
should
got a
do a
lot of
stakeout.
which is
info.
what I thought, yes. Non-fantasy lore, and just like, yeah, no shit. But from the gist of it, she's trying to tell you, basically, that there will be guards that are going to attack the tavern. And they will probably have swords, and be trained either really well by Karin, or really poorly, because they...
Wait, so
all
the
punishment's gone
guards
away.
Are attacking the tavern?
Yes.
But Cord was the one that asked us.
Well, now they're attacking the tavern because he's dead, and they killed him.
Not Cord, I'm sorry. The
Karin.
other dude that she was fighting with.
Yeah, the Knight Commander. Aenor, yeah.
He was cool. Is he in on it?
I don't think he knows.
Okay.
Wait, so you're saying that Aenor's a dilf? He seems pretty old.
Yeah, how old are you?
What's up with you?
The lady goes, how old are you?
I don't, how,
100 is like 18 for elves.
I am,
1,000 is like dead.
Wait, what?
Elves die at like
I'm
1,000.
gonna be a solid, 666 years old.
So I knew that was gonna happen. He's about
Oh,
750.
no, you're not allowed to be 666.
Okay, then I want to be 420 years old.
He's still about 750 years old.
420.
So yes, he could be your father, but
This is weird. Okay.
I mean,
that doesn't
you know
mean
what
much in elves.
It could be your father.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised because I did not,
Yeah.
regular honest speaking now, I just did not expect Aenor to be this old. Okay, I get it now.
Yeah. To our kind, that doesn't mean much because Oriana is the same age as Karin's first daughter from another marriage.
Oh, that's.
Oh,
It was
so
kind of a subject of
Ariana
contention.
She was
She was also not well liked by people for
Oh.
that.
she was hopping on that. Okay.
She was about 150 when they got married.
Wait, how old is he?
Well, he was 100 when he had. Yeah,
Because I'm 420 years old.
yeah. Well, he was 250, but he had a daughter at 100. So,
I'm so old.
you chose that. You can be younger later if you want to. If you want to retcon that.
Okay.
But yes, Aenor is one of our older, wiser citizens.
Okay.
Wise to some. I personally don't believe age actually gives you anything, but that's also.
Yeah, I actually don't
Hotly
want to be
contemplated.
old because if I'm old and I'm still doing like this low grade petty shit, that makes me sad.
I would say you're about like 150.
Yeah, I'll say that.
That would make you literally like 20.
I'm 169.
Oh my god.
All right. Cool.
Time to stop.
Are you
Are we
ready?
cut tonight? Are we ready to cut tonight?
Yeah.
Some even.
But it's about 5 minutes before we're gonna end, so
Oh,
Well-
so
we're gonna pick out spells.
oh,
And next time we play, you're gonna kill some guards. No, you're gonna kill some guards. They're just gonna show up.
Okay.
I mean, you can stake them out, but they're gonna show up with plate armor and swords.
Cool.
For a second, I thought you said Play-Doh armor, and I was like, this will be easy.
Okay. Stop recording.
Okay, everybody get down if you feel me. Put your hands up to the ceiling.
How do I turn this mic down?
I have no idea.
Channel